you actually want to do, or you're thinking about it as a hustle?
It's a hobby, a little bit of hobby, but I wish I got paid for it.
Then if it's a hobby, I think
You gotta go all in, huh?
no, not all in, but like how I talked to what I just said. Like, what are you passionate about? And then make it more specific.
Yeah.
But start generally. Like, what topic do I like? And then you go, what subject do I like? And then you go, what do I say about this thing?
Yeah.
Because you got, like, if you think about it, food is the best example. How many YouTube channels, TikTok channels are dedicated to food, right? Everybody has. There's so many of those, but there's a few successful ones that you can point to, and it's again because they're honing in on what they like, and they're figuring out what their voice and their niche is, and their sensibilities. You know, like if you're gonna do a food YouTube channel, you gotta do it the not massive way.
Amen.
And let's see, as a person, I feel like. Well, I guess one of the things that I've always admired about you is that you have kind of like your own eccentric charm, and what that means is that people. I feel like you're charming in your own way, not like the way somebody's like, hey, how you do, like not in the way that maybe I am or actually, but you have your own, and people. I think gravitate towards you. Maybe it's a Sagittarius thing, but I think I've seen people gravitate towards you.
What do you mean gravitate?
Huh?
What do you mean by gravitate?
Like they come to you, you know, the way somebody's in your orbit, and I think whatever energy you're putting out into the world seems to attract people.
Oh, I see what you mean. Because I recorded like Tim Ferriss. You remember I showed you that video about Tim Ferriss, or not Tim Ferriss, Tom Story. Is it Tim Story? I think Tim Story maybe. Yeah, Tim Story, where he talks about like how he met Kanye, and then he met like Mother Teresa and like fucking all these famous people like Taylor Swift and all these other actors, and like Kendrick.
Yeah.
Kind of like that. Is that what you mean?
Yeah, like I think that you're able to attract a bunch of different kinds of people into your life, whether they become friends or whether they become a connection. I think you're able to attract different kinds of people, and it's not like you're being really rah-rah. You know, I feel like the way we often think about attracting people is like if somebody's being the loudest in the room.
Yeah.
But I think you're the opposite of that. Like you're not loud. You're not a loud person. Like you speak softly, but you speak matter of factly. And I think whatever energy you have, it works for you.
So what does that make you, Ricky? If I attract all these people, that makes you like the queen bee. I'm just kidding.
What do you mean?
I don't know. I just want to say something because I don't know. I just try to say something funny.
I thought you were saying something about. Well, what do you think is one of my best?
Your best qualities? I think as a journalist, I guess, or as like I guess because you show a lot of care to people that a lot of people don't really have. Yeah.
As a person.
Yeah, as a person. I think I said I think you show a lot of care that other people really don't kind of neglect, and they give like, you know, sometimes they get bored in like the conversation. They're like, oh yeah, cool, yeah, oh that's awesome, yeah, and then like they don't give a shit, like they're zoned out like 100, but you're like 100% attentive, and I think it's a little bit because you have ADHD, but a little bit because like well, for reals, but a little bit because like that's like your personality of like it's more you can see it's more authentic than other people.
Thank you, I appreciate that. No, well, I mean, thank you. You gave me a compliment. I didn't used to be really good at taking compliments, and so I don't know about you, but my gut reaction is to fight it. To be like, nah.
Nah, fuck you. I'm fucking ugly. I'm fucking the worst.
Yeah, like you do. I don't know about all that. I don't know. Like I don't know, man. But and I think.
Hey, you want mute, Ricky? Hello? Hello? Ricky? Ricky? Here, I'll call you back. Oh, your punk ass friend canceled. I thought I was the punk ass friend that canceled on you.
Nah, you're not my fucking. You and I have disagreements, but that's what homies do, disagree. I thought about another thing that I like about you, is your humor.
Oh, thank you, Ricky.
You're a funny dude. I feel like, cause sometimes you do come up. You know what I hate? I hate when somebody is like trying out jokes on you. Like they have. I really don't like jokes that are like punchline jokes.
Oh, you mean like they plan it? They plan it ahead of time?
Yeah, they like come to you, and they tell you like a joke or a story that's meant to make you laugh. Like you can tell they tell that thing a lot to make you laugh, and then they say to you like, okay, now you make me laugh.
What the fuck?
I've had that happen to me like twice before. They're like, okay, now you make me laugh, and I straight up just say, hey, look, man, I don't do jokes like that. I'm not gonna make you laugh. I'm not gonna make you laugh just because you asked me to make you laugh. And I think that you just are naturally funny too.
Oh, thank you, Ricky.
You have your own kind of humor, and you make people laugh. Make me laugh.
I feel like it's better to just live a sober life.
You seen that shit where it says like, I can't believe people are just raw dogging life.
Yeah.
This is people being sober.
I like it because I feel like the most like drug-induced state you can be in is living in a state of sobriety.
Ricky, this shit looks silly, bro. This shit looks like what the Cheech and Chong.
What's the sober version?
That's pretty funny.
The sober version, man. Yeah.
I put this on, and every time I put this shit on in front of Josh, he turns like a little slut. He's like starts saying some random shit. Every time, bro.
Well, how am I doing so far?
You're doing pretty good, but he's always like, hey, remember that time the girl, or he says some random shit every time, bro. I'm like, what the fuck's up with you, bro? You know I act like this normally.
I can see that fool being like that.
Yeah,
He's like, yeah, he's funny. I can see him like be a little weird on the camera. You do in that moment, like when you're talking to somebody.
Yeah, I don't want to be this on camera.
Wow.
Oh yeah, I'll just say it. When you like someone, I kind of, if I like them a little bit, I roast them. But if I really like them, then I'm really nice.
I feel like that's you just being you, no?
Yeah.
I feel like that's just you being you.
Yeah, usually the ones I really like, I fuck up, bro.
Cause you.
Shit. There you go.
No, you can't catch me talking about.
I just won't post it.
Okay, fine. So I was talking to this lady a few weeks ago, right?
Yeah.
At a party. Talking, hour-long conversation was dope. Race identity and our own backgrounds. And I like it because I like to connect with women on that intellectual level.
Big brains?
Yeah, that big brains, like what they call like demisexual.
What
You
the
just
fuck?
be connecting on an intellectual level. Like you can't be turned on if they're just like hot and shallow.
Yeah.
Like they gotta be like beautiful
Yeah.
inside and out too, and in the brain. And that's why, like, you know, that's how I don't really fuck with LA sometimes. Race identity is super good conversation, and she's so fine. I'm just the whole time. And then at one point, which she said, and she's talking about race and identity. She's talking about like, oh yeah, and my husband, who is white. And
When you get all mad?
no, so like, I have a good poker face. So I'm just talking to her,
You're like,
and I'm just like,
and you're like,
just look at, I was just like, and then in turn, I'm like, fuck. I was just like for an hour, and I know it's fucked up, but my gut reaction was just to like, I don't want to talk to you no more, man. I'm too. I'm like just like ah. But I kept talking to her because it's like, what am I gonna do? Stop talking to her just because she has a husband? But that like, I was like, damn. For the J school, because she got into to the Berkeley J school, and so she's like asking me like advice on stuff. Stupid. No, I have like a clear cut rule. My rule is like, if you have somebody come to you for like career advice, off the
raise
table.
them up. No.
No, off the opposite. Like off the table
I was kidding. I know.
immediately. Because I feel like too many fools, they do the opposite. Where they're like, ask me for career advice. RZA. And I'm like, for what? Nah, man. So this is why I stopped doing cartoons. Like, I loved it. Always reading comics. Loved to draw, like, people and stuff. And so I was starting to slowly get better. And then when I was about, like, 12 years old, this was when I was in middle school. 12, 13. I just completely stopped. And for a lot of years, I didn't know why I stopped. It just seemed so weird to me that I would just stop out of nowhere. Like, I lost all my inspiration to draw. I didn't draw, like, at all. And when I thought about it more, as I was, like, already, like, a Christian and being in a lot of group, like, Christian therapy and thinking to myself and getting more confidence and just growing as a person, right? I looked back to that time and I was like, oh, I was hella depressed.
Yeah.
That's when I was 12 years old, that's when I got depression for the first time. And that's, you know, I had like suicidal thoughts and stuff. So that's why, because, you know, when you're depressed, you won't do nothing. And so if that hits you from an early age, you're gonna give up your passion.
That's really it's weird because everything was like on hold, I guess, and then like you really can't do shit except like I don't know, just a weird time because like you really had to do your own shit, and then like my own shit wasn't really working, so like it just really gets to your head. Yeah, that's what happened.
But then you said you got out of it by exercising a lot.
It was by honestly, it was really unhealthy. I just overworked myself and just to get my mind off of it. But I think a lot of people just it was an okay habit compared to other habits, so that's why I didn't really mind.
Like you worked yourself out.
Yeah, bro, I just did like 90 hours of work.
But do you feel like now you have like a healthy outlet to
I'm just more
to work through the emotions still?
I think I'm just more patient, and like I meditate a little bit more, and like I pray a little bit more, and like I cut down my work hours a lot. Except next week I'm doing hard again, like 90 hours. But then after that week, then I'm gonna take a big break again. But yeah, I just cut down my working hours and like more time to myself, and yeah, that's all I really did.
I'm proud of you, man, because that's not an easy thing to get out of. I mean, obviously working is not...
It's not the best, but not the worst.
The best way to do it. You know, I work 60 hours, and I've been... You know, when you have a lot of life transitions, it's easy just to get depressed, right?
Yeah.
And what I'm proud of you for is you got to the point where you did use work as a means to get out of it, but now you're actually...
I'm on part like 2 of the phase.
Thoughtful, yeah, you're on part 2 of the phase of like you're working, and then you're also, like you said, you're praying to God. I feel like everybody has to be in touch with the spiritual, with the mental, too, and you're balancing it. Just because like at the end of the day, we live in like a capitalist society, right? So we always got to be working.
Yeah, you're pretty fucked, bro.
Yeah. If you come from like
no art, no spiritual at all, bro. You're just fucked.
but that's the thing, is like that's how we rage against this machine, right? It's like we say, okay, we gotta work, but we also push back against that machine.
The stuff that makes you the most happy.
Yeah, we're still working, and also trying to find a better way to live, you know, to connect with God, and to have a reason of living beyond just working too, which of course gives us meaning as well. I think both things can give us meaning, working and also just like being in existence and grateful for existence.
Yeah.
And like hanging out with the homies and being, you know, like food coma. Itis.
Yeah.
So I appreciate you, man.
It's all good, Ricky. I think I'm gonna head out, bro.
It's too deep for you.
No,